What is up, party people? Welcome to an episode of Ironheart Radio, where we talk about nerdy stuff, shows, movies on this show, and then Ironheart Gaming, we talk about video games and stuff like that. The topic of today is Ironheart. But before I get to all that, I want to introduce everyone here because we have 4 people here. We've had more than 3 people on a podcast.
Yeah.
So having 4 people here is a blessing. We were going to have... Wait, no, wait. This is going to be 4 no matter what.
Yeah. Well, possibly 5.
Would have been 5.
No, it wouldn't have. James didn't watch
James didn't watch Ironheart.
James doesn't do shows.
Yeah, James
no,
didn't watch Ironheart. But yeah, introduce everyone here. Right here. I have Special Agent Wick, Chad Leonard.
Yes.
How's it going?
Chilling.
Is your mic on? Just want to be sure.
Yes, it is on.
Okay, cool. I didn't play that before.
It's been a lazy day. So
Oh yeah, rainy, gross.
Yes.
About to go home, play some Death Stranding 2. Although I thought about streaming Metal Gear again today. We'll see though. It's so fun. Anyways,
It's a good series.
yes, it's so fun. Anyways, next to him, Bearded Pog Champ, Ethan Justice, in our third podcast today.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're rolling. We are rolling. You doing okay though?
Going. Yeah.
Not gonna pass out on me or anything?
No, it's not late.
I've had to host them, so
I know. I'm just.
I'm.
There was one. I was clipping through one to get stuff for the TikTok, and I just saw me like.
Which one was that?
It was one of the later ones on. I think it might have been.
Was it 28 years later? No, because that was fun. We
Yeah.
we had an energy for that one.
No, it was what was the other one? We did 3.
How to
No, I didn't
train.
do that
What
one.
was that? Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, yeah. Because
Oh,
Kaden
yeah.
would be talking, he'd have the mic, and I was just over there.
No, he's awakened. He's alive and awake for this one.
Alive, alert, awake,
Yep.
enthusiastic.
3 A's, AAA. Good AAA. But next to him, man, we haven't seen in quite some time. The married, 3-eyed Raven, Braven Arrington. I don't know how to incorporate father in there. How do I do that? The married.
I am your father.
Darth Vader.
Brittany's actually speaking of Star Wars. Brittany's actually gonna start watching all of Star Wars. She said shows and everything. Like I said, Clone Wars. She said,
no.
yeah. I went.
no.
Oh, I said, what are you starting? I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Wow. The All Father. That's true.
Yeah.
The All Father, 3-eyed Raven.
Married.
Married. There's too many.
There's two.
The
I got
married
really
Raven.
3-eyed Raven, I think, is good.
I went main story first instead of side stories. So that's what's.
You're right. You're right.
I speed run the main story a little bit. That's how that is. But yeah, what's up?
How's it going?
It's all right. I'm gonna say we're doing pretty well. One disc in my back. Like last time I was on here, it was for the Hog Rider Gaming. I was on Hog Rider Gaming for
It was the summer Game Fest. I think.
Summer Game Fest. It was just the predictions.
predictions.
It was
Yeah.
just
For
predictions.
reactions,
I didn't. But I couldn't make it the day of the Summer Game Fest. But for the predictions, I would say I had 2 discs out of place. They finally put 1 back, so I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Brenna's growing up super fast. Like she
Love
is.
Brenna.
But I say she will. But I say y'all. Well, 2 of y'all will see her Saturday.
What Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah, this coming
for
Saturday for the
podcast,
podcast. Yeah, for the next
she's
3
gonna be
podcasts we do. Yeah, her and Brittany are going to be there. So
Oh, at the house. That's right. We're not doing it here.
we're not doing it here.
That's
We're doing
right.
it back at the old location. So
Right. We're gonna have to take equipment.
yeah,
Yes.
that's another reason why I'm here, so
Alright,
we can
cool.
load that up.
Cool.
But yeah, no.
Remember when you sent the Discord that she was now born, and I sent the GIF of the Lion King where it was. I thought it was Rafiki just holding her up, and then it's the one where Rafiki throws her.
Yeah.
throws him.
Yeah, dude.
I thought it was. I was like, dang it, not that one. And then we said that.
I'm sorry. Don't actually do that. I'm sorry. It was the funniest thing because I said, oh, look what Dylan said, and I'm showing Brittany this, and she goes, and then she sees your message. She goes, okay, good. And I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
He was about to get a phone call.
she was like this close. So I was like, but that message you said, I'm sorry, wait. And I was like, that was
I was like, dang it, not that one.
That's the one.
Because you FaceTime me while I was at work.
yeah. I'm about to say, I
And
remember
I was
FaceTime you
at
that
work when you
night.
sent the message.
He drove there. I was
That's
like,
true. Hey, if I was at home, I probably would have done the same.
you're there for a few hours, yeah. But say, yeah.
Look at you go.
Hey, still better than Matt. Still better than Matt. Still hasn't seen her.
Oh wow.
I'll call him out. I'll call you out anywhere, anytime. You still haven't met my daughter.
Anyway, Ironheart.
I got pettiness in me today. So But yeah,
This
no.
episode.
Anyway, Ironheart.
But yeah, no. I'm going home and playing video games too. So.
All right, word. This episode, talking about Ironheart, the new MCU edition, starring Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams. Also has Anthony Ramos. I feel like there's one more person in there that I'm missing, like in the main cast. Oh, Alden Ehrenreich is also in it as well, and I don't remember any of the other actors in it. But those are the three that I know. We'll get to some more later in a second.
Yes.
But Ironheart, 6 episodes. Yeah, Disney Plus, all that stuff. I can't remember who it was created by. I don't have my phone on me, so I would have given you the full rundown if I had that. But yeah. So I want to start with just some baseline thoughts, spoiler free. No spoilers involved. We get to spoilery stuff after this, just in case someone wants to just know kind of what the show's about. Oh, Chad pulled it up for me. Let me see. Created by Chinaka Hodge. Starring Lyric Ross, Manny Montana. Eric Andre was in it for a little bit. That was weird. But yeah, that's kind of all I really needed to know. June 24th to July 1st. Yeah. Thank you, Chad.
Oh yes.
Alden Ehrenreich? That's Han Solo.
Oh, that is okay.
That's Han Solo.
I'll make sure I was right. I was like, wait.
Both Han Solo actors in the MCU now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, Alden Ehrenreich, he's also in Oppenheimer. Yeah, I feel like he's in one. Oh, he's in Cocaine Bear. That's the other touchstone.
Oh yeah, he is.
That's the other touchstone I have for Alden Ehrenreich. But yeah, he's also in Weapons coming out. That horror movie. But anyways, we're gonna get to Ironheart now. Give me your spoiler-free thoughts. We'll start with Braven over there. First time back in a little bit. So
Okay. Spoiler free. That's funny when you say spoiler free to me. I think it was very good. I think people are overhating it a lot, and action's pretty decent. There's the first 2 episodes they were kind of rough. They were really okay, and they were kind of rough, but the last 4 were really good. I feel like really solid. Everything with the suit looked pretty freaking dope. I really liked it. And other than that, Dominic killed it.
Yeah.
Anthony killed it. Someone else, I'm not gonna say killed it. Yeah.
we'll get to that soon.
I have a lot of opinions on that one, but
Of course.
with that, but as one should. But this is a very very solid show. I'd like to see more.
Mhm.
I don't really know where we're going from here though. Like just in the broad term of the MCU, like it's really hard to see where we're gonna go from here. But yeah, I liked it.
Okay. Ethan, hand the mic over.
Very strong, like Braven said. I think it found its footing after the first couple, like kind of like he said. And a lot of the stuff they brought forward in this show, it sets up it almost is like sets up for a lot of stuff down the line in MCU, especially something that happens toward the end. But even just some of the characters they introduce, and just a lot of like they're diving more into like some maybe forgotten territory. With one of the characters, you thought there was a character like haven't talked about in years, and then they brought him back, and like they're trying to. It's. I think they're setting up some really cool stuff down the line. So.
Chad, what'd you think of Ironheart?
And at the at the beginning of it, and for me, like it was like pretty slow.
Okay, yeah.
But just so then, like as it was going on, like I was like, all right, like this is getting interesting. Just like Ethan said, like it had set up like several things for several things to come afterwards. And this especially towards at the end, and then which we will obviously get to later on. But then of her like actions as she did to cause of of the situation that happened.
Okay, I'll get to me now. Yeah, the previews for this I was not sold on. I think I liked Ironheart and Wakanda Forever, but she definitely was not one of the strong points of that movie. Walking away from it, so when they're making a show about her, I was like, okay, not too into her character. I've never really been into her in the comics either. It's just never been something that I've latched onto. Like I said, like we all of us have said so far, first couple episodes they do kind of like waver on the okay, nothing's really happening. Like I'm not. There's a lot of cool world building and there's a lot of the characters seem interesting, but I'm not really sold on what's happening plot wise yet. And the later we go into the show, the more things start to click in my head about what story we're trying to tell. And that's when the show really started to make sense to me about like, oh, like this is what we wanted to do and this is what we're setting up and this is where the character of Ironheart is going to go and where we're going to go from here is interesting and cool. Like I said, the world building is great. I this is the first time the MCU's been in Chicago that I can recall off the top of my head. I don't think the MCU's been in Chicago before.
I don't
And
think
they do
so.
a pretty good job of kind of laying out Riri's town, like certain borough of Chicago, and laying out the characters that surround her, her mom and this friend of hers that was her friend that died, her brother or something. I suck with character names. I'm awful with it.
Yeah.
But like all these people were like pretty well written in Riri's life. Like talk about the suit. I love that the suit is not like nanotech stuff. It's like they're like she like walks out of the suit at one point. It's really really cool. Yeah, it's like really really cool.
Carrying it around.
Yeah, and it's just like it adds a sense of like groundedness to this that I was glad got to kind of rear its head again.
Very street level.
Yeah, which is cool, and I know that's what they're focusing on now with these shows is that they're trying to do the street level, kind of vibe. But
I say it's I say for a show for someone like an Iron Suit, kind of like supposed to be really techy, really.
Mhm.
You think that'd be like not street level,
yeah,
and them to make the street level very well done.
yeah.
Very well done.
I think performances are good. Riri's or Dominique Thorne as Riri's great. She was good in Wakanda Forever too. I never really had a doubt about her being good. Alden Ehrenreich is so fun to watch, especially as this character that we'll talk about in a little bit after spoiler free stuff. As this character in this show, that he's so funny and weird, and then he kind of turning on a switch of being a little intimidating at points. And then who's the other actor in this? Anthony Ramos as the Hood. The Hood being introduced is really really cool.
The Hood is so cool.
Yeah, the Hood being introduced is really really sick. But yeah,
That he was my main reason for watching that because I know the Hood from the comics and
Yeah.
I'm like,
when that's the only thing that kind of piqued my interest with the preview. I was like, oh, they're doing the Hood in this. It doesn't I was like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense for Ironheart, but it does now with what we've kind of set up. But yeah, I think when I talk about characters, I mean the main characters we have. I think some of the other side characters we get, especially in Anthony Ramos, the Hood group, aren't very interesting to watch. They're kind of just it's kind of just the stereotypical group of like, here's the hacker, here's the girl that can hit really hard, here's this person who can also hit really hard but has like a tenderness to them. Like it's just there's a person with knives, and that's where I'm like, all right.
I was gonna say some of them they're fun, but they're not like real.
Yeah. And to speak on what Braven talked about earlier with the show being overhated, obviously, yes, a black woman is on the front of an MCU project, and every single person loses their minds about it and starts to review bomb it before it even comes out, and that's really unfortunate because I think they really missed out on quite a good show.
The amount of people that are like I've seen in comment sections and stuff about putting it down, and then someone's like, "Did you even watch it?"
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I'm like-
exactly. And that sucks, and I really feel bad for anyone involved with this because I think there is a lot of heart put into this. Ironheart. A lot of heart put into this.
He said it.
About not only the story they're trying to tell with where the plot goes, but also with building this world. That's why I think the world building is so good, of building this world of Chicago and making sure that it's honored correctly, and bringing in artists from Chicago and bringing in editors from I looked up something that they brought in a lot of people behind the scenes are from Chicago to kind of help bring that voice out, which is really really cool. Braven, you know what
I was gonna say I feel like it's over. Like definitely in the beginning, it was very overhated because of like the things that were said, and we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the end, because of certain things that happened in that last good bit, that's what is bringing it back, and that sucks. That's the only reason that's bringing it back. But hey, at least some people are like, oh, I'll give it a shot now. Like,
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so those are our spoiler-free thoughts on Ironheart. If you want to watch Ironheart without getting spoiled, cut this video off and go watch it, and then come back. All 6 episodes are out now, obviously. If you don't care, you can stay here, and if you've seen it, you can stay here. But yeah, all right. We'll talk about the big thing first because everyone's wondering about that.
I'm so good. I got a story
in the room.
one. And I'm gonna whoever's editing this, I'm giving this to them, like for whether it be for the reels or the video itself. I'm gonna say it after we talk about
Oh,
it.
go ahead. Say your story.
Okay, so if you don't know who's in this, Mephisto.
Yeah, Mephisto's in it.
Mephisto's in
Josh
this.
Baron Cohen.
Now I'm at work. Yeah, no, they've been. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the teasing in a minute for that because that's kind of I feel like we did a little too long, but that's just me.
Yes.
I think we should have been like 2023, like brought this guy in,
Yeah.
or like sooner than this. Like it's really random for him to show up here, but cool. I'm gonna say I was at work Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I was at work Thursday. And a great app, Marvel Unlimited, sponsor us. Anyway,
I wish.
I wish.
Right.
God, I wish.
Oh boy.
But they always send me alerts on what news going on in comics. They send me an alert. I got history, folks.
Yeah, you told me about this.
So they sent me an alert to say make a deal with Mephisto. They sent me 2, by the way. Luckily, I'd already watched the episodes after they sent me the second one. I got a screenshot of that one. I'm gonna give to them, to put in the video. But man, I get that alert at work. I walk up the chat. I show it to him. I go, "What's this?"
I'm like, I don't know.
He goes, "I don't know." He got the biggest grin on his face too. I was like, "Does this
like,
have
oh.
something to do with Ironheart?" He goes,
I was like, no.
No. Why would you say that? So then I'm like, all right, maybe maybe he's just like screwing with me. So then I ask Ethan.
I really tried.
I'm on the phone with him. So I'm like, I won't see his face, so maybe he'll do it. So I was like, I said, Ethan, maybe I'm just crazy.
This man.
Wow, you suck.
Right around
I wasn't like
gave it away.
I wasn't like laughing, but I was saying something and my voice kind of went.
He went, I was like, oh my gosh, you are the worst at this.
All right,
So
you should have called me.
you.
I'm pretty good about lying about this
You
kind of
were
stuff.
at work. I knew
That's
you were
true.
at work, so I was like, I was like, can't call Dylan.
No, shut up.
Yeah.
Click.
I've gotten some of. What have I gotten y'all with before?
You've
I've
got-
definitely lied about.
Oh, you've lied
Stuff
on a few
before.
things.
What was it?
It was me on Final Fantasy. I was like, well, wait, that's not happening. And then
Oh, Zach.
Aerith.
Eric and
No, Aerith.
Oh, well, it's not spoiling. I mean, everyone knows Aerith dies, but
Yes.
in
Yeah.
Rebirth.
You had convinced me that it's gonna be.
Hold.
Oh yeah, he was like, I feel like Aerith's gonna die, and I was like, nah, they don't. They stopped way before that point in the original in this game.
He's
Like,
crazy
it
for that
happened
one.
Game before him, I was like, yeah, no, they do that. They'll probably do that next game if they even do it at all. I mean, they're changing the story up, so you never know.
All right.
I remember that. I think what's got you.
Dang.
Like, I mean, they're changing the story up, so you don't really know if they're gonna do that.
Dang.
Oh no, mine was
God.
Final Fantasy as well. Final Fantasy 16 with Clive and Jonathan. And
Oh.
What'd you ask?
I was like, man, these guys are great together. Like, man, yeah, they're together. Into the end, as he holds him and I'm sobbing.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. You should have called me. I'm great about that.
yeah, I'm about to say I should have called you, but no, I talked to these two and they could not keep it together, especially this one.
I might have been like, maybe some stuff's like inferred, but I didn't really get a lot of Mephisto from it, so I don't know what that's on.
But yeah, no, that's my little thing. I'll send you the screen. I have a screenshot of the second one, not the first one, unfortunately. But
Okay.
I'm gonna say, God, it's so funny. I was like,
But yeah, Mephisto's in it, and unfortunately for me, the way it's revealed, you start to kind of get it later on. If you don't, I followed the dirt sheets and all the rumors and all stuff like that. I saw that Sacha Baron Cohen was cast as Mephisto, like a rumor, like I don't know, last year maybe. It's been talked about for a while. We've been talking about Mephisto since WandaVision. Like it's been a long time.
That's what I'm saying. It seems a little late.
Well,
Seems a little late.
That's what it seems a little late for me.
Yeah.
Well, have they been teasing it, or have people just gone crazy with that assumption?
No, they did.
They've
definitely been
I
teasing it.
think it's
We got a name drop with Agatha all on. They did the story that involves Mephisto with Spider-Man. WandaVision itself had the Darkhold, which is the book that I if I'm not mistaken, Mephisto helped write. Like
and like the casting as well. Like that's been something that's been circulating for a long time now. Of just like Sacha Baron Cohen. Like anytime Mephisto is brought up, Sacha Baron Cohen is brought up.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, if we ever see Mephisto, I'd like to see Sacha Baron Cohen do it. Even though my only really touchstone for him is so funny because he's Borat, which is hilarious. But
And
like,
he's also in Talladega Nights.
he is.
He is.
Oh my god! That's
Dang.
right. Because I remember watching Talladega Nights and be like,
No
oh, that's
crap. Dang.
Borat. But yeah. So once he showed up, once his face was shown, I was on the PlayStation party with them.
Yeah. I was about to say that.
And I was like, oh, they're doing. I'm like, what? They're doing what? I was like, I can't. Huh? I didn't see that. So I saw the actor and already knew what was happening. So I didn't really like. I just paid attention to what he was saying. Really, that's kind of all. I was like, is he gonna say his name? Like, what's gonna happen? And then he eventually says his name, Mephisto. And apparently, it was a reflection in the spoon of
Yes.
the red.
Yes.
The comic accurate look.
the comic accurate look, which is super dope.
Yeah,
And
it's really cool.
Let's say there's also rumors right now of his daughter being introduced in the MCU soon.
What the heck?
You know who his daughter is?
What's her name?
Magic.
Oh yeah.
I'll say there's rumors of there's rumors of Magic right now. It's crazy for that. The rumor mill's going nuts.
Well, to be fair, I've only read limited comics, but she has a lot to do with like Dormammu, right?
A little,
So
yeah.
they touched on Dormammu. They could touch on
What'd they say?
Dormammu.
Dormammu or something like that.
God, that was-
Dormammu or something. I love that.
Dormammu, man.
bargain.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't like he gets introduced, right? And we talked about maybe they waited too long, whatever. I think it's perfectly fine to wait until you have a good story to bring someone into like this. And I think this is a perfect story to bring Mephisto into once we look at the full picture of everything.
Yeah, I can
And it being like the way the show ends, of it being like, oh, did she take the deal? And it looks like she does.
Mhm.
And then the show ends, and you're like,
You saw like
yeah, like the stuff.
Yeah, like I see like her like arm like
yeah.
have all the veins and stuff.
And so I was like, that's such a cool way to end your show. Like now I'm like, well, now what? Like, what do you mean? Like, so now the deal's done, and then also,
all the young Avengers looking at her like,
and also now the Hood is good now
yeah, that was
as well with working with the magic person who is supposed to be. What? Who's that supposed to be? Do you know?
she's from. I've seen around. She's from Strange Academy.
Yes, yeah. Strange Academy.
We don't talk about this. I don't know.
But I say Strange Academy is basically like Doctor Strange's basically school for like how we did Avengers Academy. Like,
Oh yeah, but she talked about going to where was she at? At that where the Doctor Strange. Yeah, Kamartaj.
yeah, Kamartaj.
There you go. I was like
Yeah, Kamartaj.
Tamartaj.
I can't say it. I can't say it, but
Kamartaj.
yeah, basically that's what that is. That's recent comics though.
Okay.
Like that's like within the last.
That's
10,
probably why I don't.
yeah, that's like within the
recognize
last 5-10 years.
Yeah.
But it's. I say I saw her and I was like, "The heck are you doing here?"
Yeah.
I'll say that's a like, once again random pull, but hey,
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna get some Agatha all along stuff for a minute.
I thought we were too.
Yeah, for a minute, because they started talking about like I don't know why I was like witches are in my head. I was like, oh, we're gonna get Agatha, but then they started talking
The
about
Witch's
wizardry.
Road.
Yeah, they started about wizardry. I was like, oh, okay.
I will say though, like I said, they set up a lot of stuff like magic, Strange Academy, and all that. But also, if you think about it, they could also set up Ghost Rider, which would be
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Mephisto.
That is also true. Yes.
that'd be so cool.
Wait, I can't remember exactly. Ghost Rider, I'm not the best with. He works for Mephisto, right? Or is he?
He's an agent of Mephisto.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's an
thought so.
agent. Yeah.
I thought that's how it worked. Well, I'm about to say because rumor mill of who's getting cast as Ghost Rider. I mean, we got Norman Reedus. God please.
Sam Porter Bridges.
Sam Porter Bridges. Heck yeah. See that podcast later this week.
That's true. I gotta beat that game in a week.
I believe in you. Just get the side quest thing off your.
I know. I will.
Kanan is
It might
super
just be
fun.
me and you.
It might just be me. And you.
Yeah.
But hey, fuck it.
Fun.
Well, we'll have fun. Absolutely. But it could be him. People saying Ryan Gosling, and I'm like, I could see that, but I don't think so.
Ryan Gosling's so good, man.
Yeah.
I just want a Nick Cage cameo.
No.
I never saw the Ghost Rider movies.
Really?
First one's okay.
Pretty good.
Second one's trash.
I read some of like the comic stuff, and I really remember Ghost Rider from Ultimate Alliance back in the day.
Oh,
That's such a
good
good
God.
God, that game.
That's old
that
game,
game
dude.
is so good. On the PS2.
Hey, listen,
like,
you
my
right.
life depended on it.
yes.
I love that game.
Yes. Ultimate Alliance 2 though. Fire.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Ultimate Alliance 1. That's where it's at.
You're
I
right.
know it is, but 2 is Civil War.
Ultimate.
Like,
Ultimate Alliance 1. They had those like CGI cutscenes.
Yeah, it's
oh
like
yeah,
a-
they had that for 2, but they had like you could actually pick a side like
Oh,
Iron Man or
that's kinda cool.
Iron Man or Captain America, and like
That's backwards compatible. I can play it.
I say it's great. It's a lot of fun.
I can't
enjoy
play
it.
that right now. I got Metal Gear.
You got too many
I
games
got
on your
Metal
list.
Gear and then Death Stranding. But anyway,
Don't turn.
don't turn to Ethan. That's
Don't
right.
turn to Ethan, turn to Ethan.
Ethan's playing Death Stranding 1 right now, and he's still trying to be Expedition, man. It's just, oh, gosh. But anyways, yeah, Ultimate Alliance rocks.
Yes, it
Oh
did.
my god, you get team ups and you get, like, you
God,
get
I'm
like a
so-
certain team and it like says the name of the team and I'm like, oh man, this rocks so hard. Yeah, I used to play on PS2 all the time.
I did too.
Mephisto's Realm, my dad would play that mission because I was scared. It was in hell. I was like 8 years old.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So I would get scared and he'd like, you have to make the bargain or whatever. it is.
And is that the one where you had to choose between
Yes.
Gene and
Who's the other person?
Gene and
it was
Cyclops?
no, it was
oh,
Gene and the
Mephisto.
Nightcrawler.
Why would you choose between Nightcrawler? Nightcrawler can just transport. What happened? They put
Nightcrawler transports through Limbo. That's such a stupid deal.
Oh man, that game is so good though. They fight Doctor Doom in it. I remember fighting Mandarin. I remember fighting the Mandarin. That
Oh
was a
my
big
god,
one.
that's a good one.
I remember Nick Fury being super cool in that game. I love her just talking about Ultimate Alliance.
Right, like it just changed so completely.
What the heck?
What?
Oh, okay, I just looked up what the deal was. It was Nightcrawler for the Twilight Sword, the sword you use in D&D.
Oh yeah.
That's Surtur's sword. How do Mephisto? Whatever.
Hey, it's Ultimate Alliance. It's cool.
Yes.
True. And
Valid.
you go to Stark Tower too. At one point.
Oh yeah.
You go to
Remember.
Asgard. Bro, you go everywhere in that game.
You go.
Pretty
You,
cool.
you do go everywhere in that
It
game.
was so cool. The story's kind of whatever, but I don't care. You play
It's kind of everywhere.
And Deadpool can like phase through the wall and like.
Yeah.
Such a good game. Anyways.
Sorry, we're welcome to Hog Ride Radio.
Yeah, we go on tangents a little bit. Anyways, Ironheart. Yeah. What was I about to say? About to say something about Ironheart in general. I don't know. I just like the way the show got progressively better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something that was like found its footing. Oh, he's got something to say.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Finish.
I was kind of done, but
Well, I was just gonna say, can we taltalk about the title cards? Those were
every
single time. They were so cool.
Like the title cards, like when, cause y'all were talking about y'all had seen the show. Y'all pretty much finished the show right started.
Mhm.
So when I got to the title cards, like y'all were talking about, oh man, I love the title cards. I was like, what do you mean? Like that first one when she lands on the ground, the road's like destroyed, and I see Ironheart. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, because that's like what's that?
That does the title cards like that.
Yeah.
There's a show. I know what you're talking about. There is a show that does that recently
Yeah.
that we watched.
I don't remember what it was.
Was it another Marvel show?
Maybe I don't
I don't
remember.
remember, but it's very similar to that.
It's very similar, but it was I like it when they incorporate it into
Yeah, I
the
agree.
into the scene and everything like that. I
agree.
love that stuff. So
I
yeah.
agree. Yeah, that's something that was really cool. I guess I don't know. I just like Mephisto, man.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. We can't.
He was so good, and it was like, oh man, he's really nailing it. He looks like Mephisto. He's talking like him.
Acts like him.
He's super like charming.
And when sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I knew you were about to talk.
When they hood like had that like interaction with him like in the elevator, and like he
Yeah.
like changed his like tone.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
Oh, like,
It's so weird. My only touchstone for Sacha Baron Cohen is like comedies. And, like,
Yeah.
seeing him be the superimposing figure is something really, really cool, and he can nail like really well.
I was gonna say you saw him be like kind of goofy at the beginning with
Yeah.
him, and then when he's coming in, he's like, "I need more. Like, give me more." He's like, "Watch your tone." I was like,
Yeah. I
"Oof,
was like, oh man,
oof."
okay, I will watch my tone.
I was like, oh.
It's also very crazy that like Marvel is not one but two major big bads like in a year is what we're doing. Like Mephisto and Doom
And
is
Doom, yeah.
is pretty crazy.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I also want to bring up some of the fight choreography was pretty good. Something I wasn't really expecting.
Yeah.
Like, there's some hand-to-hand stuff. I was like, whoa, this is like kind of shot creatively. Like, this is kind of fun. You don't really get that in Marvel a whole lot. So it's just something that was really cool.
You get it in Daredevil, but like
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
Born
sometimes.
Again. Yeah. We didn't even review that
I was gonna say
podcast.
in the
Still
hand-to-hand
in.
stuff.
You need to finish that.
My favorite. I was gonna say in the hand-to-hand stuff. My favorite shot of the whole thing, so funny to me, is when I don't remember
He doesn't remember.
the hacker person.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I don't remember what their
So,
name
like,
was.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but when they're like running her down in the truck that they have,
Oh, when they
and the suit flies around and she goes and it flips over time. It's like, that's my favorite thing.
I got it. That part, I was like,
And I'm gonna have a reaction picture of her just
Oh, really?
yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So
That's
it's just just some of the
That,
stuff.
I think that's when the show really picked up.
yeah.
Yeah.
She got the suit back and she like started beating everyone up. I was like, all right, this
And
is
then
cool.
the suit after that.
Oh yeah,
It
that
looks
like
so
ending
good.
suit.
Yeah, I think it's a big step up from her Wakanda Forever suit.
I was gonna say
Big step up. Looks like a Power Ranger in Wakanda Forever. Does not.
Thank
Look,
God
does,
someone else said it.
does not look very good,
and I
unfortunately.
want to say you were talking about how he's Zeke Stain.
Yes. There.
Um,
Oh yeah, we didn't even reveal that. Yeah.
Um
Obadiah Stane's son, which was like, holy crap, it's the real Ironmonger.
when he gets like powered up, the moment that he went from goofy to like kind of intimidating in my head was when like obviously he jumps off the White Castle.
Yeah.
Um,
That's true. White Castle's in this.
like a major set piece in this.
Yeah.
Weird, but he jumps off the roof, but he's like talking to her, and then he goes and he wants you, and when he goes, it goes off of his like the lightning goes
Yeah.
off his finger and shocks her back.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like,
Alan
ooh.
Ehrenreich
like-
had so much
I
fun.
was like, ooh, that was nice.
Yeah, he had so much fun with this. But I'm glad that was a character I was like, oh, what are they? Who is this gonna be? Like, I'm confused. Are we setting up someone? And then once they said like, once you see like what O Stain, I think on the
On
ashes,
the ashes.
or whatever,
That was kind of funny.
that was funny. It's O Stain. I was like, oh, we're getting Ironmonger in this, like the real one, or the one I knew of. I didn't know Obadiah Stane as Ironmonger. I only knew Zeke Stain as the Ironmonger in my comic brain. I don't know if there's which one's more popular than the other, but I'm usually more Ezekiel Stain coded than Obadiah Stane
About to say,
coded.
I'm with you on Ezekiel Stain, which I think is what my brother really likes Ironmonger, so I really want him to watch this just for that.
Yeah,
But about to say, I think Obadiah is a little more popular now
Okay.
just because of Iron Man
Iron Man
1.
1, yeah.
But like for us comic guys,
Yeah.
like we're like Ezekiel
I like
Stain.
Ezekiel Stain, which is really, really cool.
I thought they had forgotten about Obadiah Stane.
Never forget about Obadiah Stane.
Never forget about Obadiah Stain.
But yeah. Oh, something that was a big line of contention here. The line of what was it? I need to do this. Tony Stark only built all this because he was a billionaire.
Tony
or
Stark
whatever.
wouldn't be Tony Stark without his millions.
Without his millions. Yeah. What do y'all think?
I think she is entirely correct.
Yeah.
And you can't, even besides that, everybody's like, it discounts like all the stuff he went through. I'm like, you know that as
Yeah.
the viewer, she doesn't.
Yeah.
She's just a bystander in this world. Like she
Yeah.
wouldn't know all the stuff he went through. She wouldn't know that he's like sacrificed himself either. So
Yeah. Oh, Braven's getting the mic.
I saw one that said, "Well, they'd make a Netflix documentary on him in Marvel now." I was like, "No, they freaking wouldn't." I was about to say,
Netflix documentary. That's hilarious.
I was like, "That's so." I was like, I could tell they're just screwing around. But I was like, "Oh my god, that's so stupid." If someone,
Yeah, no, I think that line is so taken out of context in the world of the internet now, because now you can just kind of put a line out there and be like, hey, this is what this character said, we have to hate on it now. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
man, that just sucks. And what were we gonna say?
I was gonna say, and just like people bringing up what Obadiah Stane said, he's like, he built it in the.
Yeah, in a cave with a box
Box
of
of scraps.
scraps. Yeah.
It wasn't scraps. It
Yeah.
was his tech from his father's company,
Yeah.
but it was like high dollar tech. So I
Yeah.
was just like,
With
whatever.
another scientist.
with another scientist.
Yeah.
With, what about to say, with another scientist who, I mean, like, arguably is smarter than him.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, smarter than him.
Yeah, like, and not only that, like, he kind of like one of the lines is like, you don't have an arc reactor, like, or anything like that. She's like, I don't have the money for that. Like,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing, and you can go like, oh, he didn't have an arc reactor either. Well, like, no, he didn't, but he knew how to build one because he saw the schematics for the big one.
Yeah.
So
And also, the Mark 1 suit sucks.
the Mark so bad. It's it's like I hear people say that's my favorite suit. I'm like, why?
The Mark 1 suit is awful.
Why
Yes.
is it your favorite suit? Explain to me in immense detail why the Mark 1 is your favorite suit, and I like for real, like
Yeah, and I think it's
God
entirely accurate to be like, yeah, Tony Stark has the resources to be able to mess up over and over and over again making
Yeah.
a suit. I have to get it right probably my first time doing it when I get the money to even get this stuff.
yeah.
And that's why she has to do these random jobs and do all this stuff. And also, if we want to bring it in, we can, of the fact that, hey, Tony Stark is a white man, Riri Williams is a black woman. That exists. That, the racial and sexist world we live in, that is a factor that kind of goes into she doesn't get the same opportunity as Tony Stark. And her daddy isn't Howard Stark, who is, the one of the biggest billionaires of all time in this universe for sure. One of the more influential billionaires of all time too, for example.
And it's ironic that
Iron.
oh my god, it's ironic that this show and this character is causing so much contention.
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
And like, I saw something today too where it was it? Oh my gosh, what's the YouTube channel? Nerdrotic or whatever. I don't want to give them
God.
a shout out, but unfortunately, like
What's
released
the
a video where
opposite
they
of a
said,
shout out?
yeah, where they said like, oh, they gender swapped and race swapped Tony Stark, and I'm like, guys, she's
She's character.
she's the character in the comic books. Like, it's not like they're just pulling her out of thin air to be like, all right, here's this character now.
No,
We race swap Tony Stark, and this is what Tony Stark in our universe looks like. I'm like, well, no, that's not what she's a completely different character.
yeah, she's not filling his shoes either. She's just
Yeah, that's like the whole point.
being her own
Yeah,
character.
Yeah, exactly. She's being her own character. It's her own thing. Like, comic fans are dumb, man. As one.
No. It's not.
Right,
Not
no.
comic book fans are dumb. I think comic book fans are very smart. I think MCU fans are dumb.
The fandom is really pissing me off.
Like it's not like comic book fans. Like, cause like if you're a comic book fan, you're not a fan of just Marvel. You're a fan of like DC and like Imagine Comics, like Image Comics stuff.
Imagine.
Sorry, there was a run of Imagine Comics. They died off very quickly.
Yeah, of course.
But it's the because like it's like the same thing with MCU. We're not as bad as Snyderverse, but like it's still pretty bad in the MCU. Like there's a lot of like people that just don't know and don't want to know. They just want to like judge, like be like they see one thing and they're like, yeah, that's what it is. It's just what I say it is.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's so easy to hate on things nowadays, and that's why the minority is always so loud when it comes to these things. It's just like, oh, well, I can just yell that I hate something, and most people will yell with me because it's easy to do.
It's you views and clicks.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the number one thing that pisses me off.
Yeah, especially you can't be in the middle about something. You either have to love it or you have to hate it, and that's just kind of what sucks. About it.
That's unfortunate about me because I'm not in the middle, but I'm like I like it.
Yeah,
You know,
I love. I think.
I don't think I'm in love with the show, but
No, yeah, it's not like, oh my god, one of the best shows of all time. I'm
No.
in love with this thing.
I think it's one of the stronger.
I think it's one of the stronger.
yeah,
MCU shows.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
But we can get into that right now, actually.
Ratings and everything?
Ratings, yeah.
Yeah, sure,
I
let's
mean,
do
I
it.
don't really have much else to say other than like, yeah, great show. Has some failings on like side characters being a little one note and not a whole lot happening. Like the Hood's group just kind of walks away, and that's the last we see of them.
That's
and it's
weird.
not really built up to that way. We know it's gonna happen, but
Yeah,
it just kind of happens, and you're like, all right, well, now let's just go back to Riri and what she's going through because I don't really care anymore about this. And then like also the first couple episodes taking a little bit to find its footing. But yeah, if y'all have any other comments, go ahead and let them fly right now. Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Okay, rating time. Out of 10, I'm gonna give Ironheart a 9 out of 10. Like we said, I think this is one of the better MCU shows out there. I think the only one that really rivals
Why have you done this so many times on the podcast?
I think there's only like maybe 3 or 4 shows above it, and I would say Loki. I would say Miss Marvel. I'm a big Miss Marvel fan.
WandaVision.
WandaVision possibly,
Daredevil Born Again.
and Daredevil Born Again possibly.
Yeah.
I think that's it. To be honest, that would be better than this show. If I had to think off the top of my head.
I'm like going through them. I'm like going through them right now.
As someone who does not like Moon Knight, to preface, or I don't love Moon Knight.
That show was just. Ugh.
No. The show was great up until the end. That's where.
Finale really ruined some things for me. Also, actually, most of the episodes weren't that great either. But anyways, we can talk about that in another podcast idea that I have that I might introduce in this show as a surprise. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, I give it a 9. Just solid stuff. And like I said, it does something in Marvel that I haven't really felt in a while. Of, all right, this is over. We set up this thing, and I'm kind of excited about it actually. So, Marvel hasn't done that for me in a while. So I'd like to appreciate that. So Chad, what do you think out of 10?
I think I also I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
Just because in the beginning, like, it was kind of slow, like I said earlier. And it was kind of hard to like for me to get attached to it. Other than when episode, I think 3, like, I was like actually like hit, like I was like, I like
Chad
this
texted
is
Discord.
actually going somewhere.
Chad
Yeah.
he was the first guy to hype up the show in the Discord of being like, guys, episode 3, that's when it gets good. And I'm
Yes.
like, all right, I trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
That's how I was with Agatha.
Mhm.
I was like, hey, like this episode.
I remember when he was an episode behind, and like it was that one where they mentioned Mephisto, and he just look he goes, who?
The restaurant, and then I sent him a text like, and I was the agent of who?
He said agent of who? And I just looked, and he goes, that just cracked me up.
Ethan, Ironheart out of 10, what do you give it?
Mm.
Oh boy, he's thinking about this one. Did not come prepared.
I didn't, but also I don't want to give it the same thing you gave.
Dude, it's the Jurassic.
So many
The
times.
Jurassic World podcast. He gave it a 6. I remember when you reviewed it.
Yeah.
So I was anticipating a 6, and I gave it a 5.5. And because I could not give it a 6, I just could not give it one. I
Yeah.
was like, it's either 2 and 3 on Letterboxd. That means either 2.5 stars or 3 stars. And I was
Mhm.
like, that's not a 3-star movie. But when you went, I was thinking a 6, and I was like, I swear to God, if you say a 5.5 right now, he said, but I think I'm gonna go with a 5.5. I was like, give the same thing I.
And then I just
He said, I'll actually bump it back up, but you can give it a 9 because also Chad gave it 1.
yeah. Because I was gonna say an 8. I was gonna say 8.5, but honestly, I did actually really enjoy it.
Mhm.
Like, I thought the first couple episodes were slower, but I was still like in.
They
it.
weren't
I was
like bad.
I was like, yeah, let's. So, I do the same thing, but 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Braven's gonna break it.
I am gonna break it. I'm
Braven's like, I give it a 4.
Oh,
playing.
I about gave Superman 4 a 0.5.
I want to read your reviews for that. God Almighty.
Oh, sorry.
I'm probably gonna give it an 8.5, and I think it's just really just because those first 2 episodes really just bring it down for me. And really, first episode, I thought of the joke like when I first watched it, I was like, man, this is some George Lucas Attack of the Clones kind of dialogue.
Yeah, dude, for real though.
I was
there's
like,
some
the dialogue
really
was
rough
so
dialogue.
bad. I
There's
was
some
like,
rough dialogue. Yeah.
I was like, oh my. It was just so weirdly said. Like some
Yeah.
things were like really said. I was like,
There's there's just a ton of stuff where I'm like,
after I think it was after the elevator scene. That whole interaction was kind of weird.
oh, with the side characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was just like it was awkward, and it was like, well, who are these people? I know the hood.
why
and I know
why
Riri.
should, it was like, why should we care about these guys? Like,
Yeah, like because that was the point where Riri was still pretty unlikable.
yeah.
So it was like Riri's unlikable. These people are unlikable. The hood is unlikable. Who am I rooting for in this conversation?
Yeah.
And there never was like oh, now you need to root for this character in this conversation. Like, it never wasn't. It was
Yeah,
just people talking.
that's mainly why it's an 8.5. Just because like when I really think about the first 2 episodes, I'm like, man, especially that first one, I'm like, the cool beginning, but I'm like,
Yeah.
man, it's just that was just a weird start.
I agree.
Weird start for
Okay with
for a
that.
show, like it, because I can't help but compare to other Disney Plus Marvel shows.
Mhm.
Like Daredevil Born Again's first episode. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, great. Good stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. So comparing that to that one, I was like, I gotta go down. So 8.5.
All right. 3 9s and 8.5 for Ironheart and the MCU. We return to the MCU rather quickly this month,
In 3 weeks,
and we begin Phase 6.
Phase 6.
Phase 6 begins with Fantastic Four.
Oh, did y'all hear who is not coming back?
Who's not coming back?
Yeah, who retired from acting?
Who?
Michael Douglas and Evangeline Lilly.
Eventually, Lily retired.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, wait. No, I did hear about that.
Yeah, about to say.
She's the Wasp.
Wasp. Yeah, Wasp and Michael Douglas, who is the Hank
Michael
Pym.
Douglas is old.
He's
so-
old. He's
Yeah.
he's a lot. He understand. I was like, Evangeline Lilly.
When Quantumania came out, I was like, man, Douglas is getting old. He's getting real old.
He's good. Ants.
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 Ants. But dang, that sucks.
Yeah, no, I was just
What a wet fart to go out on with Quantumania.
sorry. Yeah.
Right.
Sorry to randomly insert that. He said sort of Phase 6, and we got Fantastic Four, we got Daredevil Born Again Season 2, we got The Punisher one shot, we got Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh, Spider-Man Brand New Day.
It's gonna be so good. We got both Avengers movies,
Avengers, yeah, Secret Wars.
Secret Wars
Doomsday.
and Doomsday, and I don't think there's any others. that are-
Doomsday is gonna be insane.
I agree.
Doomsday is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's a year and a half from now.
But yeah, we will have a podcast for Fantastic Four.
Yes.
And the podcast that I was sort of hinting at, I think we are going to have a Hog Rider Radio ranking of every single Marvel product,
Ooh,
I'm down. Yeah.
product ever.
I like that.
And
We-
this will be
we-
something where I will run it down with y'all and figure out which ones y'all have seen. And if there's someone in the group that hasn't seen everything,
Yeah. Sorry, back.
I'm not sure if we can include you in the ranking, but we will figure it out.
I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them.
Okay.
Everything except Miss Marvel.
Watch Miss Marvel.
I'm going to.
Great.
Everything but
Oh, watch Echo.
It's okay.
It's very okay.
Actually, yes, I have not seen Echo.
It's very okay. But
Um,
we will get to that, and there's going to be a ranking system that I'm going to figure out later of like,
Could probably
y'all
do
are
that.
going to rank it all on your own, and then we're going to allocate points based on where you place it on your list, and we're going to have a full list that way. And then before every MCU podcast we have, we're going to do the same thing where put it in your ranking, I'll mathematically put it in the Hog Rider ranking based on
We're
where y'all puts
about to
it.
say that'll probably be in August. I'm gonna say because our August list is pretty empty.
That's
right
true. I want to do it before Fantastic Four
Now. Oh,
because next week we have 2 podcasts.
3.
Which ones?
We have the Bear, we have Death Stranding, and we have Superman.
Superman. Well, maybe not next week if we don't want to do 4 podcasts. Maybe Fantastic Four, we make it into one big podcast.
We could.
Or I reveal the list. It's not going to be like a, what's your list? What's your list? What's your list? I'll reveal it all, and then with each placement, I'll say like, you rank this at this spot, you rank this at this spot, you rank, and that gave like however many points to it.
Okay, yeah, like okay. I
Y'all will
understand
get
now.
more.
I'll say this is basically happening off screen, but
Yes.
y'all will get the list.
Yeah, you will get the list out there, and then when Fantastic Four comes out, we will add Fantastic Four.
You guys made a list.
But yeah, so that's something I want to work on, and hopefully we can get that incorporated pretty soon.
Mhm.
That'd be really, really cool. That way we have a list for this kind of stuff, and we can rank it, and that kind of be like our ending to these MCU podcasts, because that's
Yep.
something we watch everything for that. and
Yep,
do a podcast
we watch
on,
everything
so.
for the MCU
So and that gives us a chance to kind of talk about these products that we haven't had a chance to do a podcast on.
and soon to be DCU.
That's true. We can do it with DCU. That'd be fun.
Our savior.
Have y'all seen Creature Commandos?
Yep.
It's good stuff, man.
You need to see Creature Commandos.
Animated show
Oh.
on HBO.
Like what?
I don't have
It's like
the
8 episodes or
HBO.
something. It's 30 minutes.
I don't have HBO.
Yeah, I know you don't because I went to log in the other day.
Oh yeah.
Canceled it. Yep.
That sucks. But yeah,
Sorry.
that was our review of Ironheart. Like I said, we'll be back for MCU with Fantastic Four and the new list that we're gonna have, the Hog Rider Radio official MCU ranking.
If you want to see other things that we've already done, there is the How to Train Your Dragon, Jurassic World, and Rematch that's coming. Our last one's and 28 years later, which I hear is a great time.
as well.
I have not watched
28
it.
years later was a great podcast.
I had to watch it. I hear it's a great time.
Yeah,
Uh,
very.
Oh my god! I now understand why it's a great time. Unring Night Rain as well as has already happened. For our upcoming stuff, I'll be hosting the Superman podcast. It'll be happening in a week. I'm super excited.
Superman comes out this week. That's crazy. That's crazy. Superman comes out
God,
this
I
week.
can't. I was there. I remember being there like for the announcement of Superman. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more later. This coming week we got Superman coming out. We have the Bear. I have to finish that this week.
It's hosted by me, of course.
Yeah, hosted by
I
Dylan.
could cry during that podcast, so you probably want to watch
And then Death Stranding. Death Stranding might be just me and Dylan. Or
Kanan needs to hustle.
Kanan, you need a hustle, my friend.
Kanan needs
Hustle. I know you're home watching My Hero Academia, which
That's
is okay.
exactly what
No,
you're doing,
which
isn't
is valid.
It's valid. It's a great show. But
Yes, that's great.
yeah, that's what's coming out. I think that's other than
it?
that.
For why I need to hurry up, I have 36 hours in Death Stranding right now, and I'm 57% of the way through the game because I keep doing the side quests.
I love him to death, but he needs to finish this
I
story.
never do side quests either, so that's why it's so rare. Yeah, I was like ripping off the side quest bug. Did you see that GIF I sent?
Yes, I Oh yeah, with the Symbiote Spider-Man.
But yeah, I think that's everything coming up. And then we have Fantastic Four, obviously, in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think that's other than Fantastic
Um,
Four. Is that it?
I know we have.
That-
Yep.
MCU
Yep.
ranking.
I know. What you did. Oh,
I know what
summer.
you did last summer.
Oh yeah, that's another
podcast
one. That's
as well.
I say that's gonna be the start of a little horror
Hosted
movie.
by Homeboy.
By Chad.
Hosted by Chad. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's. I say. Oh wait, what are we have another one?
I mean, we're not in Jurassic World anymore, so we can't talk about it. Odyssey trailer was for Jurassic World, and it was sick.
We will see the Odyssey trailer. Well, that'll be talked about in Superman.
Superman, yeah, because it's shown for every July release. So
We'll see it in IMAX.
we'll see in IMAX. Let me tell you, with the visuals in that trailer, I might, I don't know, do something crazy.
I'm scared. I'm scared now.
Scared in my head.
I'm scared. You're sitting right above me. You're sitting above me.
Born again.
Yeah.
I don't sit next to you for Superman.
No.
That sucks.
I know.
That sucks, man.
Unless you want to convince my dad to move.
No, you can sit with your dad. Who am I sitting next to?
Either Ethan or James. No, but I will turn. I'm gonna probably turn around mid thing.
Oh crap!
I'm like,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I gotta sit next to him during Mission Impossible. That was a great time. But
Yeah, I'm the biggest Mission Impossible fan ever. So
We're
I
all fighting.
I'm just popping like the whole time. Oh my gosh, that's so good. But anyways,
Sadly, I will be at the beach.
I know
Sadly.
Chad at the
Sadly.
Superman showing. But anyways,
Sadly.
that is our Ironheart review. Like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Rate and follow us 5 stars if you're on Spotify. You just hear our schedule coming up. You already know the podcasts that are out, so make sure to check those out whenever you get the chance. Turn on the notification bell so you know when those podcasts are uploaded. Yeah, I love you guys, but you have to say it back. I love you 3,000.
Maximum.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right.